Hello YouTube friends, long time no see, and by long time I mean like 8 or 9 days. I don't really know how long it's been. But I haven't posted a dream video in a while, mainly because all the dreams I've been having are so strange that I don't even know how to explain what they are. I couldn't put words to what I dreamed about. Or they've just been so awful and not good that I just don't want to put them online. But I did have one the other night that was pretty freaky but pretty cool at the same time. So in the dream, my wife needed like a weekend away or something. She needed time away, and so she was away for a while, and I decided I'm gonna do that too. So I went on to like something like Airbnb or something like that, and I found this beach house. And it was like, I don't know, it just looked like an old beach house. So I went to it, and the family that owned it was going to be there as well. And when I pulled up, the whole atmosphere and like how everything felt was very similar to like, what's it called? Lemony Snicket's The Series of Unfortunate Events, where everything's dark and like kind of Tim Burton-y and weird. Or like James and the Giant Peach, remember how like the beginning is all weird? Anyway, it was just dark and creepy, and I pull up and go inside the house, and it's owned by like this hillbilly family, and the dad is kind of like, you know, he's the head honcho, and he's got this big beard and overalls on and all this stuff. And I pull up and I'm like, hey, and you know, we start talking, and I say, so what's there to do here? And he was like, well, there's no internet, we don't got Netflix or nothing like that, but, you know, you can go fishing. And I was like, okay, you know, I like to fish. And so he said, here's a rod, and if you go out to the back deck, the deck goes right up to the ocean edge, right up to the water, and you just cast right off the deck and you can go fishing. I was like, actually, that sounds pretty relaxing. So I go out there, and it's really dark and creepy, and the water's all black. And I cast my line, and it goes unreasonably far. I remember it just kept going and going and going and went way out into the ocean. And I just sat there for a while. I got a bite and started pulling it in, and they were like cheering for me. They're like, yeah, bring it in, Johnny. And when I brought it in, the fish was like nothing. Like it was just super tiny. And I held it up and was like, man, that felt like it was gonna be a lot bigger. And the hillbilly dad was like, well, looks like you caught us dinner for tonight. Why don't you clean it up and we'll start grilling it? And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I remember I held the fish, so it looks like this, and I cut it along the bottom of its stomach and peeled it open like this. And I put my hand under it and held it like this, and the bottom half like hung down like that. And I remember I held it like that. One of the daughters came over and grabbed the fish and was like, all right, let's do it. And I was like, no, you can't grill it yet. You got to clean it off and stuff and cut the fins off and the tail off and stuff. And she was like, oh, okay, fine. And so I remember I grabbed a potato peeler and I started shaving the scales off. And there was like scales flying everywhere. And as I was doing that, I looked to the left and was talking to the mom. And when I looked back, this half of the fish had turned into the top half of the dad's head. So it had been like cut off. And I was holding his head and I was shaving the hair off of the top of the head. And I was like, oh, what? And I was just like so freaked out and confused. And like I just kind of stared at it for a little bit and saw the bald spots where I had been shaving. And like looked over and I saw the dad standing there and the top half of his head was gone and he was all bloody. And he said, well, go on and finish cleaning it, we gotta eat. And like, he had no clue that his head was in half. That's it. Sorry if that's gross. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, comment, let me know what you think about the dream. See you guys.